Hello everyone, I'm back. I've been away. I've probably got some apologies to make, but we'll get to that. And it's fuck the stats. We're day 10 of the World Cup now.
I don't know, because you disappeared for 3 of them.
It's day 10 of the World Cup, and my word, I'm excited.
I'm excited and I'm buzzing, but I just need to pull you up, Munners.
Okay, right, fine.
I need to pull you up. You'd go off gallivanting on a stag do for 3 days. You said you would record a podcast out on the stag do. You went missing. There was no carrier pigeon for me. There was no postcard from Porto Alegre or wherever the fuck you were.
Well, look, Nick did a great job deputising for me on Saturday. I listened back to that. I apologise. I wholeheartedly apologise for having fun on a weekend. Yeah, I went missing.
It's not me you need to be apologising to, it's the listeners and the watchers, because they turn up for Dealt With, and it's Munners, really. It's Munners and Tim. It's like turning up to watch Oasis and there's no Liam Gallagher. It's like watching the Arctic Monkeys instead of fucking Alex Turner. It's some random lad called Nick there. I want you to apologise to everyone listening and everyone watching. You know, you said you would do it. You didn't do it.
I'm sorry. I did try. I just couldn't physically make any sense. I really did try for you guys. I promise. And do you know how hard it is?
To make sense on a stag do.
It's so hard. It's so hard. I had this amazing cinematic shot set up of Casapia football club we went and watched in Portugal, and I started doing it, and I just thought I know I don't usually talk a lot of sense, but really it was the pits of not making sense. But anyway, I'm back, Tim, so we should be excited.
We are excited, but you're off again soon. So we're going to have some subs in again. We're going to try and get a different voice in every single time. No experts, just people talking about cricket. How you and your pals will talk about cricket in your cafe, in the pubs, on the WhatsApps. So
on a stag do in Lisbon.
Yeah, on a stag do in Lisbon. If you're talking about cricket, then you're an absolute weirdo. But if you want to be on it, slide into our DMs as well. We might make that happen. I don't know.
That's a great way.
I'm going to be here for the rest of it, so you've got to put up with me. But we're going to, while Munners is away gallivanting, we will have some replacements in, and I think it'd be quite fun to get some different voices in all the time.
Absolutely will be. People get bored of listening to me anyway.
I highly believe. Anyway, should we kick off with point number 1?
Well, before we do that,
sorry.
Stats. What's the forfeit today? If you mention stats.
Fucking hell! I've forgotten about this one again. Do you still have that hat that says flog on it?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
If anyone mentions stats, they have to wear the flog hat.
Flog hat. Perfect. Done. Deal's a deal. Where should we kick off today? Well. Where else but at the Gabba, home to good weather. I tell you what, last night I was panicking. I was looking at the weather forecast. Everyone was sending it around the group. It's bad enough that I was dealing with a 3-day hangover. Yeah. And then people started telling me it's going to be a washout. England are out of this competition.
I woke up with anxiety this morning. and he was on. I wasn't even on a stag do. I haven't had a drink for about 3 weeks. Yeah. But I had crippling anxiety that it was pissing it down. England were out of the tournament. And then what?
Well, the gods very much closed. If there is a saying, if the opposite of the gods opening is true, the gods closed, and it was sunshine in Brisbane, and my word, England are back in it. We're not just back in it, we're the best side in the tournament, we're the form side. People are looking at us now going, how'd you beat them? I don't know how people beat England. I've no idea. We are comfortably the best side in the tournament. We have just pushed aside the side that everyone has been saying, well, they're going to win it. Can you imagine if they'd let us play Australia? The score
would have hammered them.
Wouldn't have just been a hammer, it would have been a humbling. They would have had to have been taken away from Australia.
We would have scored 300 at the MCG.
Probably more.
Easily. Well, you know what I loved about today? I absolutely loved the positive decisions that we kept on making. It's a very un-English thing to take the positive option and go for it. And first one, Moeen at 3. After 9, after however many overs. The second one was Moeen opening it, and then Adil Rashid bowling in the power play while the ball was spinning. I absolutely love that, and that is the kind of cricket and the white ball cricket that has made us English fans fall in love with the white ball team. And it felt like it had disappeared through the summer, and even the first 2 games of this tournament we were a bit tentative, we were a bit negative, didn't feel like we were taking the game by the scruff of the neck and going, who fucking wants it then? Does someone want it? Because I'll fucking give it you. And we did that today. And I loved it. That's what I want to see. Not taking a backwards step, just taking it forward. Does someone want it? They'll have it.
It's true. It's fired me up, Tim.
It fired me up.
It fired me up. And I think it was because of that little bit of nervous energy bringing into the game, thinking this could be it this morning. This could be the end of it. But no, these boys don't give up.
No.
These boys keep flying back in, 2-footed, no remorse. Send the dirty git off.
Get him off the field!
Well, I hope someone got that reference. Yeah.
You know, I reckon they do.
Yeah. Considering our mixed sports there as well.
Yeah, but this is you know.
I appreciate dealt with fans of sports fans.
They are. This isn't just a cricket podcast. We talk about football a lot.
Yeah.
We talk about rugby league a lot. That's about it, really.
Yeah.
Do we like anything else? Oh, we talked about baseball.
Talk about baseball.
Yeah.
A little bit of American football, but you don't. You don't. Talk
I
about
fucking hate it.
Yeah. There you go.
I thought I was there on Sunday actually, but yeah. Never mind.
Right then, so that's done. England are going to win the whole thing comfortably at a canter now. Not even the Australian summer can stop them.
Did you not feel a little bit anxious though in New Zealand's run chase? You know when Moeen dropped that catch and Phillips just got going, and there's a few times Phillips just sent the ball fucking miles, didn't he? And England were wobbling a bit.
Well, without mentioning statistics, one has to look at the last few overs of that game and trust that now we're the best death bowling team in the competition.
With a medium pacer?
Yes.
No, he's not medium
He's
pacer.
not
I mean, he
medium
bowls
pacer.
85 mile an hour, but
Yeah.
it's funny. It's funny to say that, isn't it?
See, look, of course I was nervous. You should be nervous in knockout competitions. If you're not nervous, you don't care, Tim. And I say that about everything in life. But remember, sometimes that nervousness is just the same feeling as excitement in your body. And all it is now, Tim, is a big ball of excitement because we're going to run away with it.
That's what I've got. I might be getting carried away, but I'm fucking so excited. Bring on Sri Lanka.
So we've nicely said there, our first point of the podcast is that we're both really excited. All of a sudden, we're going to win the
How
thing.
good's cricket? It's
Great. It's so good. But my second point, this is something I'd love to bring up, because nobody ever brings this up.
What?
Nobody ever says this, Tim.
Okay.
But Sam Curran just makes things happen, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
A great cricketing intangible, just a very short man with a whippy action and a gorgeous haircut who makes things happen. And he hits dingers.
What can't he do?
I don't know. Don't think he would have fitted in a state school. Apart from that, I think he's got everything covered. What a man. Sam Curran just makes things happen. And also, what we'll find, I think, as we go on through this tournament, is England will just keep finding people who make things happen. Wokes will pop up with a six here and there. He'll nick people off. That was an unbelievable team effort. Like you say, it was getting a little bit nervous, but that bowling attack just said, "No, you're right, New Zealand. We'll have this from here."
We got it. Cool, calm and collected. Why didn't New Zealand send out Southey instead of Sodhi? That was something I wondered. Like, is this? I've not studied Ish Sodhi in great detail. I'm not going to lie. Only his mum and dad.
Shout out, Mr. and Mrs. Sodhi.
But is it Southey whacks it? Yeah. Why have they sent Ish Sodhi out in his stupid little fucking helmet?
The helmet slander on this pod has been...
It's a stinking helmet. Yeah. If you ain't got a Australian, you ain't got a Missouri, you can fuck off. I had
an epiphany with helmets recently.
Right, okay.
So I was, and it was kind of like a mid-dream nightmare sequence where I was wearing Dinesh Karthik's helmet.
Yeah. What were you doing in it?
I was playing cricket. I was in a nightclub. No, I was playing cricket, and I thought, and for some reason, people were saying to me, as I was coming off the ground, despite not getting any runs, like your helmet.
I'm being sarcastic.
Oh. Even in my dream?
Even in your dream.
I don't know, maybe it's a bit more flair than I gave it credit for.
No, it's not. It's terrible.
It's so different that it's flair.
No, it's just not. I'm not having that. Is there anything more to say about Sam Curran?
No, other than just really, I I've got a lot of time, and you know I'm a Surrey fan, Tim, but so I'm always going to.
You don't talk about it.
No, I'm always going to have those boys backed. But yeah, he is one of cricket's great intangibles. He just makes things happen. He's going to keep making things happen in this tournament. And before the tournament, there were people saying, "Get Willie in, don't play Curran."
It is a bit mental, isn't it, with Sam Curran? Because I reckon a year ago you'd watch him bowl, and a lot of cricket fans across the world be like, "Yeah, fancy a bit of that. I could have a bit of that. No problem." But here he is, bowling at the death in World Cups to top-class batsmen, and has been doing that for 6 months now. And if you'd have said 6 months ago that Sam Curran would be like an unbelievable death bowler for England, you probably would have got laughed at.
I wouldn't have laughed at you.
Would you not?
No.
That's
I dreamed of a World Cup where Reece Toplins and Sam Curran were ripping pads off together.
That would have been nice.
But
woe is life.
Let's get on to the real heavy subject matter of today, Tim.
Okay, what have you got for me?
It troubled me all day. Kane Williamson, take a long, hard look at yourself.
He's a scumbag.
Absolute scummer. That's right. Claiming a catch when you quite clearly dropped it, and only because it was Joss Buttler. The only thing I can imagine that was happening there was that he'd made some sort of executive decision with New Zealand management that they were going to try and change the narrative around them, that in fact, actually they've got a bit of dickhead about them, and they're going to go out there and compete. And they're going to go and claim catches when they've not been taken. They're going to man-cad people, maybe. But no, Kane, all you've done is make yourself and your team look like a bunch of cheats.
I think they've always had that in them.
Do you think there's just this...
It's a made-up narrative. It's like that, the New Zealand rugby union team. Bunch of fucking shithouses and cheats.
For those who didn't see it today, by the way,
he basically threw it on the floor and claimed it.
Horrible. He not only did he never have the ball under control when it was in his hands, it would, after it bounced, and then it bounced back up and went between his wrists. There's no way on earth that Kane Williamson thought he held that catch, and he even allowed Joss Buttler to walk all but off the ground. And then Joss Buttler has to come back and on the radio. What's the first thing they say on the radio? Because obviously, intelligent people have the radio commentary on and just have the telly on in the background. What do they say? Oh, the first thing Kane does is apologise to Joss.
So what?
Oh, great man. Doesn't matter. Doesn't undo the sin, does it?
No, you clearly tried cheating someone out.
I'm sorry, Kane.
Were you at all worried? Joss Buttler's catch to take Devon Conway. Were you all at all worried watching the replays of that he'd done the same?
Well, if he had, New Zealand had it coming.
I was like, oh my god, he might have done it. Because it was sort of like, it was stuck between his two fingers, wasn't it? And then he hit the ground.
It was to do with the colour of the gloves as well, weren't it?
What was it? Are we going to give him that excuse?
It wasn't helping the replay. I think when you want to look at bastions of honesty in the world game, you probably want to look at England.
Yes.
I mean, we invented the bloody thing, and we made the laws.
Yeah.
You think we're going to undermine it after that?
And we choose how we interpret each law based on our feeling.
Yeah.
As well.
Whether we think that that's fair or not.
Yeah. It's not your decision.
No, exactly. And as we all know, English people are the height of fairness in the world.
Exactly, yes.
And I almost said that with a straight face, Tim.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, Kane Williamson, you're a shithouse.
There you go. So yeah, there was another game today.
I quite like Kane Williamson. I feel really harsh.
Oh, what do you mean?
I know.
This is you buying into the mainstream media.
I know. It's the narrative. It's the PR around New Zealand that these bloody nice guys.
And your mum does it. She'll come up to you and say they're my favourite team.
Really, they'd kick your nan's head in.
They would.
For 2 points in World Cup Group A.
Right then. I think that's probably covered that game quite comprehensively there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Onward. Oh, apart from well done, Alex Hales, for having sleeve tattoos and whacking it.
Nice one. Can we talk about Moen's drop as well?
Oh my God, that was a goober.
That's one of the worst I've ever seen.
It was almost so, because it wasn't like he was coming up to it trying to look casual. Again, let's set the scene a little bit for people. Just on the edge of the ring, an absolute dolly off Phillips.
Oh, it was spinning.
Well, if no one shouted spin, how would he have ever had a chance of catching it? And he's just wandered up and just slid through his hands. Like, No one was anywhere near him. Someone on the radio tried to say that someone was running towards him from point. I'm not buying that.
No, that wasn't the case. No.
I'm not buying that. Yeah, that was a shocker, Moeen.
It makes you feel good about yourself.
It does. I've never dropped one like that though. I can't remember dropping a catch.
Yeah, but you put it to the back of your mind. You've definitely dropped a Google like that. You definitely have, mate. Everyone listening to this podcast right now, man.
Drop one like that. Yeah. So yeah, there was another game today. Do you know the score in that one too?
Afghanistan got beat. And my man Hasaranga, man of the match.
So was it Hasaranga? Was it still on the BBC website of him doing a double phone celebration as well? That's flair. Gotta love that.
He's a good player. I was saying though to Nick, who was on replacing you. Don't know if you listened back. You're probably busy. I backed Sri Lanka to be dark horse, and they got absolutely nailed by it.
My pick is still doing alright. South Africa.
Well, if you'd have actually recorded the podcast on Sunday like you were supposed to do, you would have been able to gloat and talk about South Africa's thrilling victory over India, which was possibly one of the great performances of the tournament, something that we really should have been talking about and having an opinion on, but we don't. We have nothing.
I don't know. I thought South Africa did quite well. That's an opinion.
But
right,
it's today's chip wrapper or whatever it's called, isn't it?
We're rambling today, aren't we?
Yeah.
I feel, but that's fine because we've been away.
We're making up for lost time, which is all your fault.
It's all my fault. All right. Okay. You can't hold this against me forever.
No, I will do. We're meant to be trying to be a professional outfit, and that's how you're behaving. It's just not on.
Right then, everyone's favourite segment. Get in the bin.
Sorry, I should have done that with you. I forgot because you haven't been around. So yeah, let's go again.
Well, I'll do it again with you.
Yeah, come on. I'll do it. I'll do it with you.
Okay. Everyone's favourite segment.
Get in the bin. Got it wrong.
They didn't hold it anyway. That's fine. We'll leave it there. Maybe I'll write a theme tune for it. So.
Yes, you should.
Yeah, all right. I will.
Yeah, you should.
Okay.
Bit of like techno.
I can't write techno. Not since the incident. Right.
It's a good trip though, isn't it?
Hell of a trip. Just can't listen to techno anymore. So this week, and actually it's quite a serious point. Again, I don't make many of these. My voice is getting higher because I don't make many serious points. But this is a serious point.
And I'm getting on with that novel.
And this is a serious point. Who on earth do you think you are if you are breaking into a professional cricket player's hotel room to make an Instagram reel without telling him? For those who don't know, Virat Kohli, this is comfortably the biggest invasion of privacy.
It's mental, isn't it?
Somebody went into Virat Kohli's hotel room, went to the effort of making a reel, did a little bit of text on it, said the King Virat Kohli's hotel room, and just went round his room and filmed absolutely everything from his toothbrush to his dirty washing, although Virat Kohli obviously doesn't have any dirty washing.
I was going to say, I'm mightily impressed with how nice his room is, because how long were they in Perth for? 3 days maybe?
Incredibly turned out.
Unpacked. Yeah. That's really impressive. I reckon 95% of the people listening to this right now do not unpack and live out of their thing. Normally there's clothes strewn everywhere, but it looked very impressive. He had all his creams for his face laid out. I was mightily impressed, but I wasn't obviously with said person who filmed someone's own private space.
Well, I suppose it was bizarre that Virat Kohli then put it on his own Instagram, but that's a nice way of him being like, it didn't bother me. Not that it didn't bother. No, that well, if you're going to see it on my page. But there you go. Shouldn't have happened. Get in the bin. The bloke who went into Virat Kohli's room and filmed all of it. Now, there is another get in the bin today. And I feel like you might have covered this already, Tim, but it is very much me. I need to get in the bin. I missed 2 days of the podcast. Went and maybe had too much fun. Maybe forgot my responsibilities, dealt with fans, dealt with followers, the tier ones out there. I'm sorry to the community. I'm sorry to everyone involved in cricket. I'm sorry to TikTok. Most importantly of all, I am really sorry, Tim.
Apology accepted, William.
But now on with some business. If you still love me, and if you still love Dealt With, make sure you're liking, you're following, you're subscribing, you're unsubscribing, and then you're subscribing again. Don't know why, it just helps.
It does, yeah.
Make sure you're commenting on everything. A little comment or a review on a podcast means absolutely loads. And thank you to all those people who've slid in the DMs recently, having a chat, anyone who's been in a TikTok comment. I appreciate it so much. I know Tim appreciates it so much. And without being too much of an emotional end, because I feel like I've poured my heart out there after quite a big weekend. And we don't need to be going to any dark places. So Thanks for listening.
Yep, and also just thank you to Sixers for having us again. Check out their programme for all the World Cup games as well. I believe quite a few of the venues are open for some of the key games. Check that out, and thank you very much. Anuj!
Nice one.
Don't know why I moved.
See you soon.